So just at church. Alright, this is part one. What if Naruto and Hinata met earlier? I know I ain't posting in a little bit, but I should be alright. We got 30,000 people in there. It's better than me, so we should be cool. Anyways, let's start. Yeah. I guess we could start off. Naruto's in class, as he turns around. Actually, no. We start off when Naruto's walking around the village, as he sees, the kids bullying Hinata for her eyes. As they start bullying her for her eyes. As Naruto, he says, "Hey, that's not nice." We're gonna say in this one too, him and Kurama have a stronger connection off the rip. Yeah, it is plot. But yeah, him and Kurama have a strong connection off the rip. Yeah. And he's gonna be stronger basically than he is in regular Naruto or in Shippuden. It don't really matter. But yeah. After we're gonna say that after damn, my bad. He walks up to the kids saying that's not nice. You shouldn't bully someone. As Hinata, he gives them he just starts talking to them. As the kids say, "Do you think we care? We're older than you." As they start beating up Naruto. As an adult comes and they run away. And after that, Naruto, he asks Hinata if she was okay. She says yeah. She gives him a hug saying thank you. But Naruto, he blushes from this hug. And yeah, they going about their ways. Time skip, probably 4 years later. We're here. Well, not 4 years, but time skip. It's within the academy now. They're older in the academy, in canon, I guess you could say. We're gonna say Hinata 6 right next to Naruto, actually. Yeah. We're gonna say that. We should have had assigned seats. Fuck. They had assigned seats, and that's where Hyuga placed them. Yeah. But yeah, they're basically they work together in class and all of that. But yeah, I'm gonna just get on with it. In class, we're gonna say it's the last. No, not the last day. It's in the middle of the school year, I guess you could say. Damn, my bad. Hyuga, he states to the class that they have a project due, and they have this whole month to do it. As they say if you fail to complete the project, you'll be kicked out, and you'll fail the semester, or you'll fail the semester. As he says, even if you have the highest grade in the class, if your project is not up to par, then you'll fail the semester basically. Naruto, he looks at Hinata as, he says get in groups too. So he looks at Hinata asking if she wants to be his group, if she wants to be his partner, and she happily accepts, but nervously, shyly accepts. Yeah. But Naruto, my bad. Oh, I'm tweaking, my bad. I'm looking at some. Naruto, shit, I can't focus. Naruto, he says, Hinata, would you like to be my partner for the project? As she nods, and we're gonna say later that day, after school, Naruto asks Hinata if she wants to come to his house for the project. As she thinks about being in Naruto's home alone with him. As she gets nervous, saying, as Naruto says, I guess that's the other. As he says, just make sure you be there before nighttime. I'll have some ramen for us too. As she says, okay, I'll go get changed. Time skip. Now we're at Naruto's crib, and Hinata is pulling it, but she's not pulling up, but she's she knocks on the door. As Naruto. She starts pulling up. As Naruto, he says, sorry for hearing some shit in the background. I know he's been loud as hell. Naruto, he says, let me stand up so I can see better. Naruto says, hey, Hinata. As he opens the door, as, lets her inside. Hinata, she basically blushes as she walks to Naruto's home. They're home alone, basically. So, as he sits down, as she says, come on, Hinata. As he says, close the door. As he sits down, as he says, okay, look, this is what I have planned. As basically the project is they have to present, kind of like ninja jutsu kind of shit. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like they got to present jutsus. Yeah. As he says, look, Hinata, I've been working on some stuff with him. As he stops talking. As basically Karama is talking to him right now. As Hinata walks over to him saying, Naruto, are you okay? Naruto says, yeah, sorry, I was just... As he says, hey, Hinata, can I trust you? He says, hey, Hinata, can I tell you a secret? As she says, yeah, what is it? And, bro, these niggas loud as fuck. I can hear these niggas, bro, through the walls. Goddamn. Hinata says, nah, that's why I ain't never been able to hear the nigga through the walls. That nigga's loud as fuck. Anyways, he says, hey, Hinata, can I tell you a secret? Or can you keep a secret? As she says, yeah, what is it? Well, she says no. She says, yeah, if it's from you, I'll make sure no one else knows. As Naruto blushes from this. As Hinata blushes too. As Naruto, he says, okay. As he grabs her hand and says, let's go outside. I can show you there. As she goes outside, where she's blushing hard. From her hands right on fucking Naruto's hands. Anyways, they outside. As Naruto says, okay, stay right there. As he runs maybe 10 meters. As he gets down on all fours. As he starts chakra his chakra. As three chain like spike objects come out. As he says, look at this. As basically she says, what are those? As he says, I have no idea. But I think they're some type of chains. I'm not sure. As he says, and she says, maybe my father will know. Have you tried to ask Okage? And she says, no. Hinata, this is... Oh, my bad. He says, no, Hinata, just between me and you. You're the only person who knows this. And she blushes from this. And she says, just me. And she nods and says, yeah. Hinata said, yeah. As, I guess you could say he like canceled it. He canceled the Ugamasa chains. As he says, it takes a lot of chakra though. As he says, okay, I have one more thing to show you. As he breathes in, as red chakra starts forming around him. As she says, what is that? I've never seen red chakra before. As she says, activate your Byakugan. And she activates her shit. And she sees two chakras flowing through Naruto. But one of them is like kind of, it isn't like, what I could say is, not, it isn't like, it isn't like flowing regularly, like a regular chakra is supposed to. Yeah, you can say that. So it isn't flowing regularly. So she says, it's like there's two chakras in Naruto. As he says, yeah, I know. As he says, Hinata, we're friends, right? As she says, yeah, yes, Naruto. As he says, okay, good. As he says, so you know that he basically explains to her that he has a tail beast inside of him. Well, he doesn't know it's a tail beast. He just knows what everyone calls it. He said it's a demon fox, but we're gonna say Kurama actually said, tell Naruto. Like, he didn't tell him his name, but he just told, like, oh shit, goddamn. He didn't tell him his name. He just told him like, I'm a nine tails ginger. I'm a Jinchuriki, or no, not Jinchuriki. I'm a tail beast. As he says, you're my holder. You're Jinchuriki. Awesome shit. But anyways, Naruto and Hinata, you could say in this month they come closer, and they're basically like, I want to say inseparable. They're like close every moment. Yeah. But let's time skip about 2 weeks. It's 1 week from the project. As Naruto, he says, Hinata, let's go to your house. We've never been there. And she says, I'm pretty sure my father wouldn't like it. As we're gonna say her dad is different this time. Her dad we're gonna say he only likes strong people. You could say. I'm pretty sure he was like that in the anime. Because he was disgraced like a motherfucker to Naruto. It was like, damn. Anyways, he basically like, he takes a liking to Naruto, you could say. As, Naruto, he says, it will be fine, Hinata. She says, we'll be fine, Hinata. As they go to his house, it gets to Hinata's crib. As she knocks on she's actually walking into the compound. As the guards, she says, he's with me. As they let him pass. As they get to her like, I don't know, her home in the compound. Or the head's home, you could say. It's not just her home. Yeah, she gets like the head's home. Anyways, she basically, introduces her father actually sees them as he's shrunk as shit, so he's gonna like sense he's gonna sense the presence of the Nine-Tails, you could say. As he walks out saying, Hinata, who is this? As he says, oh, I know who you are. As she says, he's my best friend. Can we have as Naruto says, we have a project to work on. I don't want to be rude or anything, but, actually, no, he says, He says, yeah. He says, oh man, we have a project to do. So if you mind, if you're not gonna help us, then get out of our way. And he takes Hinata's hand and walks off. As Hinata, he asked where Hinata's room is, and she basically got him. Yeah, that's it. As they're in the room, you could say Naruto, or actually could say Hinabi is actually like watching them. As Hinata closes the door, saying, "Stop watching us, Hinabi." As she as she goes to tell her dad that they're doing funny business, when really they're just working on a project. As the dad busts open the door, he sees Naruto, like, covered in well, Naruto doesn't know what they're called, but the Uzumaki chains, he's covered in them. He has about 6 now, since the last 2 weeks they've been training. As him and Hinata, as they look at the door, as the Uzumaki chains instantly disappear. As the dad, I forgot his name. The dad, I did forget his name. He says, you have the Uzumaki chains. As he runs to Naruto, saying, yeah, he says that. He says, you have the Uzumaki chains. Do you understand how strong you are? As he says, who told you that? Who taught you this technique? She says, I thought it was forgotten when your mother. As he says, Naruto, he says, my mom had this too? Who's my mom? As he says, oh, I've run my mouth too much. Don't worry about it. Get some rest. We'll talk about it first thing in the morning. As Naruto says, can I sleep here with Hinata? As Hinata passes out from that shit. As her brain cannot function out of that. As he says that that's fine with her. It doesn't really bother me. As she says, okay then, you hear that, Hinata? As he turns around to a passed out Hinata. As Naruto, he basically sits in her room, kinda. Well, he's just like waiting on her bed, cause he doesn't know like if you sleep on the bed or the floor. So he waits as he sits on the bed, and Hinata wakes up, and she says, "Hey, Hinata, please don't pass out." As she blushes like hard, as she says, "Are we sleeping on the same bed, or are we am I gonna have to sleep on the floor?" She says, "You can." She says, "You can sleep on the bed with me, Naruto." Naruto, he says, "That's great. Come on." As he takes his shirt off. As he says, "I sleep with my shirt off. I hope you don't mind." As she basically like blushing super red, and she says, "No, it's okay." As basically, you could say they're sleeping in the middle of the night. Naruto wraps his arm around Hinata's waist, pulling her closer to him. As she blushes very, very hard and passes out. Time skip to when they wake up. The dad is like, he says, "Naruto." As he says, "Yes." As he says, "Okay." Oh, and by the way, they're at the table right now. They're at like a table talking. He says, the technique that you have learned, it's called the Uzumaki chains. And I'm really not supposed to be telling you this, but as he says, don't go on around rambling your mouth. You either, Hinata. As he says, Himari, I know you're listening. You don't do that. You don't ramble either. And she pops out of nowhere. As Naruto says, he says, I won't say anything. My lips are closed. As he says, good. As he says, your mother, Uzumaki, Kushina, and your father, Kamikaze Minato. As he says, as like the fourth Hokage. As he says, yes, your father was the fourth Hokage, and your mother was the holder of the nine tails. Before she gave it to you. Before her was Mito, her mother. Or I think that was her grandmother. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't really know. As Naruto, he says, so my dad's the fourth Hokage. As he starts jumping and getting excited. As he says, so why do people treat me like this then? If they know my dad's the fourth, as he says, nobody knows that, Naruto. There's only a select few. As he says, I'm not even supposed to be telling you this. As he says, it doesn't matter. As he says, the technique you have learned, I think I already said that, it's called the Uzumaki chains. Yeah. He basically explains to him as he, like, what the Uzumaki chains can do. Like, they can, I'm not sure what the abilities are, but I'm just saying they can heal you, defend you, attack. Basically, they're like he says basically they're like an extra ligament. They can basically do anything. You can walk with them. You can grab shit with them. They're like extra ligaments. You could say, yeah. But Naruto, he says that, he looks at Hinata. As he says, Hinata, do you understand? Do you understand? We could be super strong. I'll be Hokage and you can be my wife. As she blushes, as Mito says, oh, Naruto, do you like my daughter? As he says, wait, I didn't mean it. As he scratches the back of his head, as he says, yeah, I do. But Hinata, it's fine if you don't like me that way. If you want to just be friends. As she passes out. As, I guess her dad says, I guess she's taking a liking to you, Naruto. She's really quiet in her own space. But for her to be talking to you, I mean, she might actually want to be your wife one day. As he says, seriously? Let's go. As he jumps up, saying, this calls for some ramen. As he asks the man, does he have ramen? As he says no. As he asks him, can they go to Ichiraku's ramen? Time skip, they're Ichiraku's ramen. As Naruto says, hey Hinata. So, how many kids do you want? As she blushes. And she says, it doesn't really matter. As long as they're with you, Naruto, I don't mind how many. As the dad says, oh, Hinata, you're quite a sweet talker. As Hinata blushes. And she says, if it's with Naruto-kun, I don't mind. As we time skip. We're seeing it end on some shit. God, seeing it ended like we whoa. Scene ended. Yeah. Scene ended. Yeah. Whoa. Bro, I just heard my brother talking wild in the next room. That nigga crazy. He talking crazy like, oh. Nah, that is wild. Hell, that nigga tweak. My bad, fam. Anyways, we time skip to where it's the day of the project. Naruto, Naruto, they like outside as the village is basically watching the project. As long as the Hokage is too. And Hinata's father is actually watching it too. As he doesn't really clap much for anyone. Only person he's clapped for was Sasuke. Because he was actually worthy to clap for. As his fireball jutsu was actually pretty humongous. Gigantic. Naruto, he says, okay, are you ready, Hinata? And she says, yes. As, I know what y'all thinking. Y'all finna be like, how the fuck does she already have it? But bro, she's training. And her father's actually helping her train. She's gonna be OP, dude. So, they both is. Naruto, he says, okay, look. As he stands still, as he breathes, as Uzumaki chains come out, as the Hokage jumps up from out his seat, as Iruka says, he's not done yet. Wait, everyone. As his partner comes, as he says his partner is Ruby, watch his partner Hinata. As she feels the chakra flowing through her body. As she eliminates it. As her hands turn kind of a very light bluish thin layer color. As even her dad didn't know she had that. She says, when did you learn that? As everyone is like wondering what the fuck is going on. What are these techniques? As Naruto drops the thing, as Hinata drops hers. As Naruto says, the Hokage says 10 points. As everyone, no. He says 10 points, which is basically 100. He says, Naruto, he says, Naruto and Hinata, come to my office when school is over. As he says, the Hokage waves, saying, this is officially over. As he says, if you haven't went yet, you've earned yourself a free 100. And if you have, I'll bump your grade up 10 points. If you failed, we'll just automatically pass you with the passing 70. As they they basically a time skip to after the office. To where it's time to go from there, go to the office. As they're walking, as he says, hey, Hinata. As he stops, as she says, yeah, where is Naruto going? As Naruto, he says, he grabs her hand, as he says, I've done a lot of thinking. And as he says, do you want to be my girlfriend? As Hinata says, what? And she starts blushing. And she says, please don't pass out, Hinata. As he says, do you want to be my girlfriend? And she basically accepts, saying, yeah, I don't mind, Naruto. And she says, okay, let's go then. And she says, I got good jutsus and a hot girlfriend. And she blushes when Naruto's comment. As Naruto, he says, okay, let's head to the Hokage's office. And that's where I'm ended off.